The Lagos State Building Control Agency on Friday morning commenced the demolition of defective buildings within Lagos Island. About 180 houses will be demolished in the exercise, according to the General Manager, Lagos Odende. He said 20 would be demolished on Friday. The agency's task force began with the demolition of a three-story building on 68 Freeman Street, Ekpetado. The demolition is coming on the heels of Wednesday building collapse on Massey Street, Itafaji, Lagos Island, which killed many pupils and injured others. The agency said the property owners had been served several notices dating back to 2013. Some of the injured pupils in the building collapse at Itafaji, Lagos Island on Wednesday are said to be in stable condition and are still receiving adequate medical attention in some hospitals in Lagos. Names of the patients in stable conditions were pasted at the General Hospital on Wednesday for easy identification of the victims by their relatives. Relations of some of the victims expressed gratitude to God for the survival of their children, thanking the medical team for their care. Dr. Ismaili Gani Kale, the medical director, General Hospital, Lagos, told the news agency of Nigeria that no new victims of the school building collapse were brought to the hospital. He said that the management had rallied the medical team and was trying to get the actual number of casualties. Also, Dr. Saliu Seni, the chairman Lagos chapter of the Nigerian Medical Association, said that the association had been going round the hospitals to monitor the treatment of the victims. Most of the patients came in through General Hospital and Massey Children's Hospital, from where they were referred to other hospitals, including Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Mainland General Hospital, and General Hospital Yaba Gbagada General Hospital. We will have a studio to talk on the collapsed building at Itafaji. Is Mr. Adesina Tiamiyu, General Manager, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA. He joins us via telephone now. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Could you give us an update on the latest development at this site?
Emergency workers moved out of site yesterday and we cordoned off the area for further investigation. What we did yesterday was to drive to ground zero and be able to establish the fact that no other person is still buried under that rubble. We've carted away, substantially the debris of the building, taken it away from there. Everybody can clearly see the ground surface. And then investigation to be held by the state government will also continue. The Ministry of Health earlier this morning released figures of the injured and those who also died in the unfortunate incident. Those who died, the figure remains 20, 16 of them children, and then 4 adults. There are over 40 people who are injured, but less than 15 of them remain at the hospital now. Many others have been treated and discharged. Okay. So the Ministry of Health and the Lagos State government continue to pick medical bills of everybody. If there's anybody saying anybody is asking for money, they should bring that information to the knowledge of the state government, because His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State, Governor Tiamiyu, has directed that treatment of everybody involved in that should be at the expense of the state.
Okay, how is NEMA continuing to assist those that have been victims? Is there, aside from those in the hospital, the survivors, the parents of those who lost their kids there, what is NEMA doing to assist them at this time?
For us, there's what we call post-incident assessment, which also includes the issue of trauma treatment for those who are traumatized. We know that the Ministry of Health is putting up a team that will do the counseling, to ameliorate the pain of the families of those who lost their loved ones. I'm also sure that a lot of other parties will be involved, but we are waiting for the completion of total investigation into the incident, identification of victims and all of that. That one has been done. And then government will make a policy announcement later.
Has everyone been accounted for?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, yes.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the ongoing demolition exercise currently on the island? Do you think that it is too reactionary or appropriate at this time?
Even if you say it is reactionary, is it not better late than never? I mean, we cannot continue to wait until building collapses before we take action. A lot of Lagosians have come hard on government, saying people take bribes, people do this, and they have not reacted very quickly. Now, an agency of government that is involved in statutorily, that is, in ensuring that buildings conform with regulations, is there on the island trying to demolish buildings. We should support them. That's the way I feel. We should not wait until another one drops before we begin to do this fire brigade approach. So let's just continue to support the government and its agencies to ensure that the right things are done, and especially on the issue of this destroyed building that we have all over the place.
What would you say to, going forward, what would you say to those who build indiscriminately without due recourse to the government guidelines?
Well, I think that government has now taken it up to ensure that laws are enforced. If you need to build a house, there are standard practices. You need to get your land information certificate. You also need to do, quite a lot of things. There are building code that you must follow, licenses that you must get, building control agency must visit. They want to see your plans. They want to see the approvals that you have gotten. If you don't want to follow that route, then government agencies should take the necessary action. If need be, you could be arrested and prosecuted. So days when people break into sealed property and continue to redevelop at night should not be allowed to continue. And I think the message is sound and clear now. Government will not hold the term and allow this to continue. So I want to commend Lagos Building Control Agency for this exercise, and I want to encourage them to continue where they need the expertise and support of LASEMA in bringing down some of these distressed buildings. They should get across to us, and we will support them.
So do you think there should be some punishment for what happened as against us just moving on?
Well, I think after investigation, recommendations will be made, and where appropriate, sanctions should be meted out to people. Lives have been lost. Somebody must be made to take responsibility. So for me, I think I'm in support of government efforts to ensure that all those who are involved in this are called to book. I support that.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us on the news.
Thank you.
That was the General Manager, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Mr. Adesina Tiamiyu.